Hi there, this is Andrew from the local Solar Blokes. We're based right here on the Sunshine Coast. Thanks in advance for watching. Today's video I want to talk about the process that one needs to go through to get solar installed onto their home or their business. Hopefully this will just help you and clarify a few things. It's not complicated, but there's a right way and a wrong way, like everything in life. And I just want you to get the best value possible, hence the reason for shooting this video. So if you're thinking about getting solar, maybe you've had solar on a previous home, that's it. Well, you're probably in a better position than somebody that's never had solar before, doesn't know what it's about. But obviously solar is all about saving money, generating electricity from the sun, and letting your solar system hopefully generate enough electricity to take care of most of your electricity requirements during the daytime, at least, if you haven't got batteries. So look, with solar you can expect to get somewhere between up to 80% savings on your electricity bill. So it's pretty good. Look, we have had some and still do have some that are in credit. That's a little bit harder these days because of the prices that are going up. Prices are going up, and of course, if you've got battery storage, well, that's a different story. Then, of course, it's quite easy to be in credit, but battery it's still questionable about whether battery is a viable proposition for the average homeowner. Certainly, if you're rural and you want to go off grid, well, battery is fantastic. But in town, in the city, in the suburbia, batteries, I don't believe yet are a viable proposition, even though a lot of people will be trying to sell it to you. So first and foremost, get in touch with. I think you should always go with a local installer, a local electrician based in your area. I think that's always going, and check him or her out and make sure that they've been around for a little while. Make sure that you like them and that they're going to give you some backup service and take care of you if something goes wrong. That's important. And of course, ask as many questions in advance. But try and go local. You've got to understand that in the solar industry, there's a lot of marketing companies that actually sell their leads to solar companies. So that can be a little bit confusing at times. But find yourself a local installer. Obviously get a quote. I always think that he or she should come and visit your property to make sure everything's okay. Perhaps check out your meter box and that sort of thing to make sure everything's okay there. And just check out the lay of the land. It's always nice for you to meet your installer as well, rather than just do it all over the phone or via Zoom or something like that. And then he'll ask you how much you're currently paying for electricity. So look, solar's not worthwhile if your electricity bill's, let's say, less than $200, but of course your electricity bill is going to go up this year because we're expecting a further 35% increase in electricity costs. That's just a prediction. It's not guaranteed, of course, but that's what it looks like doing. So that being the case, if you've got a $200 bill currently, that's going to go up close to $300. So that makes solar definitely worthwhile and a viable option. Obviously, if you've got a larger bill, you might need and you've got the roof space, you might go with a bigger system. I always like to go with a reasonably sized system. I think an ideal system for a home, let's say a 4-bedroom home with a power bill of around about $500 or $600, swimming pool, that sort of thing. I always think that a 10.2 kilowatt system's ideal, and it sort of future-proofs yourself. But it just depends on your personal requirements. Then that'll determine what size system you should put on your home or your business. The quality of the components and the components you use is very important. Look, alarm bells should be going off. If somebody quotes you, let's say under $4,000 for a 6.6 kilowatt system, that for me would ring alarm bells, because it would obviously mean, in my opinion, that they're using cheap components. that are perhaps off the last boat from China. It means that their installer has gone in pretty cheap and perhaps taking shortcuts. And generally speaking, it's like anything, you get what you pay for. But I've seen massive variations in prices and quotes. In one instance, a lady rang me up. I just sent her a quote, and she came back to me and said, "I'm so confused, Andrew. I just received 3 quotes, including yours. One was for, I think, $3,500. Mine came in at about $6,500, and the third one was $18,000 for the same gear as what I quoted." Well, that's just daylight robbery. Now, of course, the other reason you shouldn't go in too cheap is because businesses need to be profitable. So if you want your installer to be around in 10 years' time, perhaps when the inverter needs replacing, you don't want to be you want your installer to be profitable so that he's going to be in business in 10 years' time. It's important that you get good quality components. Look, it doesn't. Look, a lot of people, because of the situation in the world at the moment, don't want to use anything that comes out of China. It's very difficult. There is an Australian brand inverter, but I believe most of the components are still made in China. But there's good and bad that come out of everywhere. So there's some fantastic Chinese equipment. We've got our combination that we prefer to use, and we choose to use the particular types or brands that we use because of the warranty and because they've been in Australia for a long time, and they have a reputation, which is a good reputation. So that's what it's all about. You don't need to pay ridiculous amounts of money for, let's say, a German inverter. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a German inverter, but a good middle of the range system will perform every bit as good as what they call perhaps a top of the range system. And the only reason it's called top of the range is because it's more expensive. So that's just my humble opinion, but once again, do your own research. Other than that, make sure that the install, just double check on the installer. You want to make sure he does a good job. The actual install itself is hugely important. It'll determine, plays a huge role in just how your system will perform as well. How the panels are mounted, all the rest of it. And but generally speaking, a solar system will give you between a 25 and 35% return on investment, which is pretty good. You're not going to get that at the bank ever. So solar, in my opinion, is a bit of a no-brainer. I'm not 100% convinced about the green side of it, but that's just me. It's certainly going to be no worse than coal-powered electricity, but I don't know whether it's as green as they say. But certainly in these times with inflation going through the roof and the cost of living going up, solar is one of those things that I consider to be a no-brainer, and it's going to save you money long term. So we're based here on the Sunshine Coast, of course. We also do go to Brisbane, and we're looking to expand, but we're the local solar blokes. Do look us up, and more than happy to do an appraisal for you to see if solar is going to be a good fit for your home or your business. And once I've done that, I'll obviously contact you to discuss what we can do to help you moving forward. So the link will be somewhere on this page. We'll go to the website and request a quote and an appraisal. I'll get back to you. You'll be dealing with me right through the whole process. I hope this video has helped, and if you liked the video, please like it and share it, and that would be awesome, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. Bye now.